You think you are doing everything right. You wake up early, you go to the gym, you eat a clean, organic diet. You spend hundreds of dollars on the best nootropics and brain supplements the market has to offer. You track your sleep, you meditate, yet you still wake up feeling exhausted. You still experience that heavy, brutal brain fog by 2 in the afternoon. Your focus slips, your energy crashes. You blame your lack of discipline. You blame your willpower. You think there is something fundamentally wrong with your brain. You are wrong. Your discipline is fine. Your biology is reacting exactly as it should. The reason you feel biologically weak is because you are living inside a slow-motion poison chamber. Your own home is destroying you. Most people operate under the dangerous illusion that their house is a safe sanctuary. They think that as long as they lock the front door, they are protected from the outside world. But the modern home is not a sanctuary. It is a highly engineered box of artificial stimuli, toxic frequencies, and chemical pollutants that are actively castrating your human potential. You are trying to run a high-performance biological machine inside an environment that was built for convenience, not for longevity. Stop blaming your work ethic. Your environment is quietly draining your neurochemistry. In the next few minutes, we are going to dissect the clinical neuroscience of environmental optimization. We are going to expose the invisible toxins hiding in your water, your air, and the very light illuminating your room. You will learn exactly how electromagnetic fields are keeping your cortisol permanently elevated and why the default settings of a normal house are scientifically designed to make you tired, distracted, and weak. By the end of this protocol, you will have the exact blueprint that elite biohackers use to engineer their homes for absolute cognitive dominance. Let us start with the most pervasive and ignored threat to your biology, the invisible chaos of EMF radiation. We live in an ocean of electromagnetic frequencies. Your Wi-Fi router, your Bluetooth devices, your smart appliances, and the cell towers outside your window are constantly emitting non-native radiation. Average people laugh at this. They think that because they cannot see the waves, they are completely harmless. This is a fatal biological error. Your brain and your nervous system operate on electrical impulses. Your heart is an electrical organ. Every single cell in your body communicates through subtle electrochemical signals. When you flood your home with massive amounts of artificial high-frequency radiation, you are creating biological static. You are jamming your own internal frequencies. A massive body of clinical research, including studies on voltage-gated calcium channels, proves that constant exposure to EMFs forces your cells to open up and flood with excess calcium. This triggers a massive cascade of oxidative stress. Your cells literally go into panic mode. When your cells are constantly stressed, your body pumps out cortisol, the stress hormone, to deal with the perceived threat. You wonder why you feel anxious when you're just sitting on your couch? You wonder why you cannot reach deep sleep even when you are exhausted? It is because your Wi-Fi router is sitting 10 feet away from your head, screaming at your nervous system all night long. Your brain never gets the signal that it is safe to shut down. Elite performers do not tolerate this. They hardwire their internet. They tune off their routers at night. They use EMF shielding paint and Faraday canopies over their beds to block out the radio frequency radiation from their neighbors. They treat their bedroom as a completely zero radiation recovery chamber. If you want your dopamine and serotonin receptors to actually repair themselves overnight, you must eliminate the invisible noise. Next, we must talk about the hydration lie. You've been told to drink 8 glasses of water a day. So you go to your kitchen, turn on the tap, and drink. You think you are hydrating your brain. In reality, you are microdosing neurotoxins. Standard tap water is an absolute biological disaster. It is loaded with chlorine, heavy metals, microplastics, and fluoride. Chlorine destroys your gut microbiome, which is exactly where 90% of your serotonin is produced. Heavy metals accumulate in your brain tissue over decades, leading to cognitive decline and severe brain fog. And then there is fluoride, the ultimate biological suppressor. Fluoride has a unique and devastating affinity for the pineal gland, a tiny pine cone-shaped structure in the center of your brain. The pineal gland is responsible for synthesizing melatonin, the master hormone that dictates your sleep architecture and cellular repair. When you consume fluoride every single day, it accumulates in the pineal gland and physically calcifies it. It turns this vital, soft tissue into a hardened, useless rock. When your pineal gland is calcified, your sleep is destroyed, your recovery is destroyed, your mental clarity is entirely compromised. You cannot outwork toxic water. The top 0.1% of biohackers do not touch tap water. They do not even trust basic carbon filters. They use medical-grade reverse osmosis systems to strip the water completely bare of all chemicals and toxins. But they do not stop there. Because reverse osmosis water is essentially dead water, they remineralize it. They add back trace minerals, magnesium, and sea salt to restore the water's electrical conductivity. Some go even further, using vortex machines to create structured water, aligning the molecules so they can instantly penetrate the cell membranes and hydrate the brain on a profound level. If you are not filtering and remineralizing your water, you are intentionally rusting your biological engine from the inside out. Now, let us expose the lighting trap. Light is not just something that helps you see. Light is biological information. It is a precise code that tells your brain exactly what time it is, what hormones to release, and how much energy to produce. For millions of years of human evolution, our circadian rhythm was dictated entirely by the sun. Bright blue light in the morning signaled cortisol production to wake us up. The warm red light of the sunset signaled melatonin production to put us to sleep. It was a perfect, symmetrical system. Then, we invented artificial light, and we broke our biology. Your home lighting is a neurochemical torture chamber. When the sun goes down, you turn on the bright LED overhead lights in your living room. You stare at your massive television. You scroll on your smartphone. All of these devices emit concentrated artificial blue light. When this light hits the melanopsin receptors in your eyes, it sends a direct, urgent signal to your brain that it is high noon. Your brain immediately halts all melatonin production. It spikes your adrenaline and cortisol. You are essentially tricking your biology into a state of chronic jet lag every single night. You close your eyes at midnight, but your neurochemistry thinks it is noon. This fragments your deep sleep architecture. You never reach the restorative phases of sleep where the brain flushes out metabolic waste. You wake up feeling like you were hit by a truck because your brain is literally swimming in toxic buildup. To engineer a high-performance environment, you must control the light. You must mimic nature. During the day, you need massive exposure to natural sunlight to anchor your circadian rhythm. But the second the sun sets, your environment must change. Elite biohackers install smart lighting systems that shift from bright white to warm amber as the evening progresses. They use pure red light panels in their bedrooms. Red light contains 0 blue wavelengths. It does not disrupt melatonin. In fact, red light therapy penetrates the skin and directly stimulates the mitochondria in your cells, increasing ATP energy production and accelerating tissue recovery. They wear blue light blocking glasses the moment the sun goes down. They eliminate the artificial signal. Protecting your eyes from artificial light at night is the fastest, most effective way to drastically increase your cognitive baseline. But light and water mean nothing if the air you breathe is toxic. Look at modern architecture. Houses are built tightly to conserve energy. The windows are sealed shut. The air conditioning constantly recirculates the exact same stale air. Your carpets, your furniture, and your cleaning supplies are constantly off-gassing volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. You are breathing chemical exhaust every second of the day. Indoor air is often 5 to 10 times more polluted than outdoor air. When you breathe in stagnant, toxic air all night, your brain does not get the pure oxygen it needs for optimal function. You wake up with a headache, you feel groggy, right? Your immune system is constantly fighting a low-grade war against the dust, mold spores, and chemicals floating in your bedroom. You need high-level air purification. We are not talking about cheap fans. We are talking about true HEPA filtration combined with activated carbon to physically scrub the VOCs and microparticles out of your environment. But purification is only half the battle. You are also missing the most crucial element of natural air, negative ions. When you stand next to a waterfall or walk in a forest after a thunderstorm, the air feels crisp, electric, and energizing. This is because the air is flooded with negative ions which bind to toxins and clear them from your respiratory system while drastically boosting your mood. Modern homes, filled with electronics and synthetic materials, are completely depleted of negative ions. They are positive ion traps. They make you feel heavy, sluggish, and depressed. To fix this, you must open your windows daily to flush the system. You must bring plants into your space. You must actively manage the humidity and filtration to ensure every breath you take is providing absolute, pure fuel for your brain. Finally, we arrive at the most ancient and forgotten biohack of all, the concept of grounding. You are an electrical being. The Earth is a massive battery pulsing with a subtle negative electrical charge. For thousands of years, humans walked barefoot. We slept on the ground. We were constantly connected to the Earth's electromagnetic field. This connection allowed our bodies to absorb free electrons, which act as the ultimate natural antioxidants. They neutralize inflammation, thin the blood, and instantly calm the nervous system. Today, you wear rubber-soled shoes. You live on the 5th floor of an apartment building. You walk on synthetic carpets. You have completely severed your connection to the Earth's electrical grid. You are an ungrounded wire accumulating electrical stress. This separation causes a massive buildup of positive static charge in your body, leading to chronic inflammation, joint pain, and an overactive sympathetic nervous system. You are constantly in a state of fight or flight. To truly biohack your home, you must reestablish this connection. Elite performers use grounding mats under their desks while they work and grounding sheets on their beds while they sleep. These tools plug directly into the grounding port of a standard electrical outlet, bypassing the building's electricity and connecting you straight to the earth rod outside. When you sleep grounded, Your body rapidly discharges the day's electrical stress. Inflammation drops immediately. Cortisol levels normalize. Deep sleep skyrockets. You are literally plugging your biology back into the planet. This is what it takes to operate at a tier 1 level. The supplement industry wants you to believe that a magic pill will solve your fatigue. They want you focused on micro habits while you ignore the macro environment that is suffocating you. They want you treating the symptoms while the cause is literally the room you are sitting in. But true biological optimization is not about adding more things to your routine. It is about removing the friction from your environment. It is about aligning your physical space with the ancient evolutionary needs of your nervous system. It is time to make a decision. You have a choice. You can continue to live in a biological trap. You can continue to drink toxic water, stare at toxic light, and breathe toxic air. You can continue to wonder why you can never quite reach your full potential, why your brain always feels slightly cloudy, and why your motivation is always a struggle. Or you can take absolute control. While others accept default settings, you design for optimization. While others react to their environment, you engineer it. That is not luxury. That is sovereignty. And sovereignty is the quiet superpower that separates the passive from the intentional. Look around your room right now. What is the first thing you need to change? Is it the router blinking next to your bed? Is it the tap water you are drinking? Drop it in the comments below. Start engineering your space. Protect your neurochemistry. Stop accepting the default. Subscribe to the channel to join the minority who refuse to be weakened by the modern world. Master your environment and you will master your mind. See you in the next protocol.